I'm on my hands and knees. I'm begging you, please stop making me do this. I can't handle much more. I'm running out of juice. It's like that meme when you nut but she keeps sucking, and it's that clip of Frieza like screaming out in agony as he's getting drained. That's how I feel when it comes to every unhinged decision that Elon Musk makes with Twitter. I can't help it though. I need goofiness like a fish needs water. And there is nothing goofier than everything that keeps happening on Twitter. I've made like 7 videos about it and I don't even want to, but I can't stop myself. Where there is wackiness, I will be there. When silliness is afoot, I will be there. Which means I have to be here making fun of Twitter again. God damn it, heavens to Betsy, I can't even call it Twitter because its name is now X, the platform formerly known as Twitter. Even its name is the pure essence of lunacy because he changed it to just the letter X. Because Elon Musk's brain is an incomprehensible enigma of cringe. A month can't go by without some other embarrassing fuck-up from Elon Musk with the handling of this platform. So go ahead and reset your days since last workplace-related cringe accident, because we're starting again. It has only been a couple of weeks since the last the last nugget of dog shit ideas from Elon reared its disgusting head, where he made the tagline for X on the App Store, "Blaze your glory." Brother, my glory is still blazing. I want it to stop. I am so tired of making fun of this platform and Elon, but I can't stop myself because he just keeps doing dumber and dumber shit. Today, this homunculus goober must have taken some ayahuasca and hatched an unfathomably ridiculous idea, stating that the block feature is soon going to be deleted except for DMs, and then even had the gall to reply to that, saying it makes no sense. It doesn't make any sense. He's absolutely right. That makes no fucking sense at all to remove the block feature. So obviously, this set everyone's glory ablaze. Now, I think what he was trying to say is that the block feature itself doesn't make any sense, which is why they're removing it, which is just delusional. And it's also not surprising because Elon Musk is the epitome of delusional. He is, if that word came to life, he is the very incarnation of delusion made flesh. He is a clown that never stops dancing and honking his nose, making me giggle and spit up, forcing me to point and laugh at him while shooting spitballs and throwing tomatoes. Like, I don't want to keep talking about every bafflingly awful decision that he keeps making. You know what I do want to talk about, though, real quick before getting back to this topic? We just made a huge change to my first ever live event coming up on September 8th. So when it launched, there was only one ticket option available, which was for September 8th, 9th, and 10th, and you couldn't go individual days. That was because we were instructed that that'd probably be the optimal way of doing it because they've never done individual days at that venue. But after talking with them, we were able to get individual tickets available. So if you want to just go on Saturday or just want to go on Sunday, it'll be $25 for a day ticket, and it'll be like about 5 or 6 hours per day that will be there. And it's going to be just a big party, meet and greet, and it's going to be basically having a big fucking hootenanny for our Moist Esports Apex team as we win the World Championship September 8th, 9th, and 10th. So if you're interested, it's our first live event. Really excited. You can get tickets at strazcenter.org. I'll put a link to it in the description. Now, I'm sure I don't need to explain why it's a bad idea to remove the block feature, but I'm going to go ahead and indulge here because I've seen a lot of people defending this, saying, you know, we don't even need the block feature. Elon's right. It is redundant. It's useless. I'll start by explaining that there are differences between muting and blocking. The biggest one is a muted user can still follow you, see you, even quote retweet you. They can still interact with you. A blocked user cannot. A blocked user can do none of those things. It basically just cuts them off, slams the door in their face. And I've seen a lot of people saying that taking away the block feature is actually a great move for free speech because Elon Musk is a free speech absolutist. And I have to say, you are really deep in the brainwashing protocol here. You are lost in the mainframe. At its core, this is taking away a choice you as an individual get to make for yourself. It's taking away one of your freedoms to choose who or what you want or don't want to interact with. I don't see why anyone would consider this a W. Why would you celebrate having less freedoms? It doesn't make sense to me. It blows my mind. I understand a lot of people don't like to think for themselves. Having individuality is scary. It's easier to just exist in a hive mind or an echo chamber. But it's still just ridiculous to me that anyone would think that it's good, that something is getting taken away that's become such a very basic thing. So basic and so fundamental to the internet experience that it's actually one of the terms and conditions for X as a platform to even be able to be listed on the Google Play Store and the App Store. Both of these require a user's ability to block things and users they don't want to see. So if X does remove it, they may jeopardize their position on the app stores, which would be wildly detrimental to the overall health and future of the platform. So this is a decision that could potentially sink X down the line if they can no longer exist on the two biggest platforms that people download it. So it's something that I feel most people should recognize isn't good. There's nothing to be gained from losing an ability for yourself to make a choice for yourself as opposed to letting someone else do it for you. One of the main arguments I've seen in support of the block feature is that it's used by people to silence their critics. It's the town square, and you shouldn't be able to avoid criticism and hide in your bubble. And I'm sure to a certain extent there are people that'll block accounts in order to hide from criticism, but it never silences it. That criticism will always exist whether or not that user is blocked. So if we're going to stick with this whole town square shit, this would basically just be like them leaving the town square, which everyone can do. Like, it's super simple to grasp. Blocking an account doesn't just silence criticism or anything like that. And most people, I imagine, are using the block feature on bots or OnlyFans link spammers or like stalkers or weirdos, dangerous psychopaths on the platform. Like, I imagine the block feature is mainly used against like those kind of accounts, especially in the modern landscape of X where it is so much spam and so many bots. Like, OnlyFans spam has become so commonplace. Any tweet you go to, you are guaranteed to find at least 1,000 that just replies with OnlyFans links. So a lot of people block those accounts so they can't do that anymore. So it's not just poisoning all kinds of discussion on the platform. I don't see how there's a good argument that can be made for removing the block feature. Muting doesn't accomplish the same goal. It accomplishes something similar, but not quite the same. Now, if I may blaze your glory for a moment, I actually would like to speculate on how this idea may have even formed in his noodle, because I do have a working game theory. So, it's become very clear over the last few years that everyone in Elon's life is just a yes man and constantly baby him, powder his little bottom, and make sure that he's always happy and not throwing tantrums. So, I think what must have happened is, last evening, he was having dinner, he was at the high chair, bib on, having a wonderful scrumptious meal, an exquisite cuisine prepared by his personal chef. But it was time to eat the vegetables, and everything I've seen from Elon leads me to believe that he's not really a man that likes vegetables. He strikes me as someone that's very much against it, at least in my little fanfic up here in the story I'm crafting. So, he was probably apprehensive about it. Probably one of his assistants had to put the vegetables on a spoon and get him excited for it, like, oh, here comes the rocket ship, Elon, open wide, it's got a dock. Elon's like, hey, excuse me, that's not a rocket ship, there's no propulsion system there. But then they fed him the vegetables anyway. And he was so disgusted, he said, oh, gross, you're fired. I need to calm myself down, I'm going on X to post a dank-ass meme. But while scrolling, he realized that he wasn't getting the engagement he was used to, which then led him down the rabbit hole where he discovered that he is far and away the most blocked account across the entire platform. And he said, why, I oughta? You block me? No. No more, we're shutting it down. And that leads us to today. I really think that was probably the impetus for this. He probably realized that the engagement was lower, and most likely because everyone blocks him because he is insufferable to read from on Twitter. His memes are absolute fucking trash, and all of his replies are either stolen from other people or just fucking horrible. So he's highly blocked, and I think that made him upset. It hurt his feelings, and so he's getting rid of that feature entirely. That's my theory. That's my working hypothesis here. That's the only thing that I can almost rationalize. Because why else would you take away a basic feature that every platform ever has had since basically the dawn of the internet? The bad ideas from Elon just don't stop. I truly am exhausted from talking about the platform formerly known as Twitter and Elon's decisions with all of it. Like, I'm so tired of talking about it, but it just keeps getting sillier. I can't not talk about it. I have to. I do. But maybe a longer break then. Go 2 or 3 months without making another disastrously, incomprehensibly terrible decision for the platform, so that way I can feel rejuvenated when I come back to laugh at you. Just give us a break. Just give us like a bit of a respite between this awful decision and whatever the next one's going to be. That's all I'm asking. Maybe just like a halftime. Just give it a little halftime. Just a little breather. That's really about it. See ya.